What's going on, Jerome? So everyone knows that JJ McCarthy is quarterback one of the Minnesota Fighting Vikings, although it seems like the media can't accept it. Oh, can McCarthy operate the team? Never had those questions about Caleb or Jaden Daniels or Bo Nix or Penix or Drake May. No one. No, but every single time the media tries to question, undermine JJ McCarthy, it's perfectly fine, right? But the Vikings right now only have two quarterbacks on the rooster, McCarthy and Brett Rippin-Ass, and the backup quarterback situation, it's been a bit of an ongoing saga. Now, obviously, Quasi and Kevin O'Connell have a plan, right? But you see Flacco and Drew Lock and Jameis and Mariota and Jabroni Brisket and all these other backup quarterbacks that seem to rotate around the league, signing elsewhere. Also, they let go Daniel Jones, who signed with the Colts, as well as Nick Mullins, been a long-time backup with the Vikings. Kevin O'Connell ever since he got here in 2022. So it definitely raised an eyebrow. Now, Tannehill is still out there, sure. Teddy's still out there. Hey, Teddy. But we've tried to avoid this as much as possible. Right, because we said our piece a couple weeks ago, the Athletic Diana Rossini going hard in the paint. But since the Vikings missed out on Flacco, well, actually what happened is that it felt like there was a agreement, an understanding with Flacco, but then the Browns just came in and blew him away with a potential starter deal. Fully understand that. But since the Vikings didn't get Flacco, a lot of people brought up, hey, why not just sign Rodgers as the backup quarterback to J.J. McCarthy? And there's a couple of reasons why that won't work out. Number one, I think that Rodgers eventually does sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think that it's kind of unfortunate because I felt like that April 9th Pittsburgh show for McAfee was the time to do it. Just, I mean, it would feed Rodgers' ego. He would get a warm reception from the Three Rivers crowd and just all that. I don't know, right? But it just, this dynamic would not work for a myriad of reasons. Now, I guess there's like a 0.01% chance that Rodgers is the quarterback for the Vikings, except that really is contingent on knocking on all the wood, an alien abduction or a bad performance by J.J. McCarthy. Consistently bad performance. Just like he looks like a deer in headlights, which is not going to happen. All right, so that's why that chances are so low. But I don't see them working out and coexisting as quarterback one, quarterback two. I just don't see that. And for a couple reasons. Number one, Aaron's ego. So this is kind of common for, well, alleged star quarterbacks, is that they don't just slide into a backup quarterback role and just go on about their business. Like Flacco's an anomaly, right? Where Flacco was a Super Bowl winning quarterback, Super Bowl MVP quarterback, and then the last 5 years he's just accepted a backup quarterback role. That usually doesn't happen. Usually the quarterbacks just retire whenever they're not handed the quarterback one job. And with Rodgers, I still think that he goes to the Steelers, where he clearly be quarterback one, even if they draft a quarterback. But here he would be clearly quarterback two. And I think that's the sticking point too. Also, as Kevin O'Connell's reiterated, it was Aaron who reached out to the Vikings, not the other way around. And I think what happened is that, hey, we'll take you here, except it will be at a reduced rate. You're not going to be getting 30, 35, 40 million per year. It will be a backup quarterback money, some incentives if you actually get in there. And I don't think that Rodgers accepts that. And the Vikings plan all along has been, hey, J.J. McCarthy is going to be quarterback one. We've constructed this roster to really build around the cap flexibility that is afforded to us, having a starter on a rookie contract. And I think that's plan 1A, plan 1B, plan 1C, and DEF. Well, why not? But also the money is a big deal too. So, Rodgers, I know that Rodgers always took less to go to the Packers or stay with the Packers. Doesn't really apply, right? I think it would be a huge hit to the ego if he went from the 30, 35 million per year down to backup quarterback money, like 5, 6, 7 million with some incentives. Ain't gonna happen. Number 3, media distraction. So you're not getting into like all of the nuts and bolts of things, but there's a reason why teams didn't sign Kaepernick as a backup quarterback, and a big part of it is media distraction. Did Kaepernick have the skill set to be a backup quarterback around the league? Yes. It's the same thing with Tim Tebow, where, well, maybe Tebow didn't have the skill set to be a backup, but when Tebow went to the Jets to back up Mark Sanchez, he had like an introductory press conference that was attended larger than any other press conference that the Jets had that year. That is a distraction, right? And Also, J.J. McCarthy, he's a first-year starting quarterback. He's 22 years young. There's going to be some ups and downs, as any quarterback, just like all the rookies in 2024. I mean, Jane Daniels had some highlights. Absolutely, they all did. But also they had some down moments. And I don't want it to be, and I don't think the team wants it to be, that media distraction, because the second that J.J. McCarthy throws an interception or has a down game, oh, is it Aaron Rodgers time? You can just see First Take going all over it. J.J. McCarthy threw an interception. The Vikings still won by 40, but is it time to go to Aaron Rodgers? This and Lil Wayne talks about LeBron next on First Take. That's what it's going to be. So I don't think that the team wants that at all. Also, number 4, locker room schism. So you have Aaron Jones, you have Harrison Smith, you have some of the other veterans who have talked glowingly about Aaron Rodgers. Now, obviously, they're in the corner of J.J. McCarthy as well, but this is different than bringing in Kirk Cousins, because I feel like there would be a clear separation of church and state. I don't think that there would be a rallying cry behind Kirk Cousins, because it really is the devil you know versus the devil you don't. Right, except it works opposite in this one, because Rodgers will be Schrodinger's QB. Yeah, allegedly he was a 4-time MVP, but what does that mean in 2025 when he's old as hell and hasn't played good ball since 2021? Other than that, yeah. But I feel like some of the veterans, especially if J.J. McCarthy starts out a little bit slow or has some down moments, all of a sudden be like, maybe we'd be a little bit better if Rodgers was in there at quarterback 1, which don't need that. And lastly, number 5, quarterback room flow. So Kevin O'Connell has repeatedly praised that quarterback room over and over and over again. Josh McCown, last year with Darnold, J.J. McCarthy, Daniel Jones, Brett Rippanass, and Nick Mullins, right? And I feel like if you toss Rodgers in there, oh, by the way, people have tried to turn, it was like, well, sign Jack Jones because I feel like the culture is strong enough to handle him. Well, they're like, oh, well, you said that you can't sign Rodgers because of the same reason. There's a big difference between your starting quarterback or alleged starting quarterback and cornerback 5. And if you can't see the difference, I got nothing for you. So Rodgers coming in with the ego, with the media distraction, with a possible locker room schism, I just don't think it's going to have that same vibe as it has been for the last couple of years. And I think that would actually detract from J.J. McCarthy. Oh, but Rodgers could teach him a thing or two. How did Rodgers mentor Jordan Love? How did Rodgers mentor Jordan Travis with the Jets? How'd that happen? How'd that work out? Yeah. But I think that the Vikings, there's a big difference between adding Rodgers versus a Jack Jones. There just is, man. So I don't see it. Like, if Rodgers eventually does become the Vikings quarterback, it'll be because something disastrous happened, right? The rapture. But the notion of, hey, just bring Rodgers in as a backup quarterback like you would a Flacco, or like you would have had a Flacco or a Tannehill or whatever, that ain't going to fly. That dog ain't going to hunt. So it's not going to happen. That's it. No. Anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. Rodgers as the Vikings quarterback 2 would never work. Let us know your thoughts. Our thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best you know what to do. Skol, production value.